On Wednesday, the PlayStation Showcase returns after an absence of about, 2 years, and this is very different to a State of Play. State of Play kind of hypes up games that are coming around the time. Showcase typically is what's to come for PlayStation. The big hitters, the small ones in between, and just kind of overall getting you hyped. So I want to talk about Final Fantasy in particular with this. So without further ado, what is up guys, Genesis7 here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. I've got timestamps in the description box below to kind of break down what I'm talking about, so if you want to skip to a part that you may be interested in, feel free. All I ask is for you to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing if you are liking the content, hitting the notification bell if you want to be notified of the content, and get involved in the comment section below, because I could be completely wrong and you might not agree with me, but at the same time I might not be agreeing with you, so it's nice to have a bit of a debate in that comment section. So I'm just going to address my thumbnail because I think it is me, maybe over here somewhere, not with the chair squeaking of course, with the logos of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I've got Final Fantasy 16 on there and Final Fantasy 9 Remake. So I kind of want to talk about that, because there's been a lot of discussion that I've seen on Twitter of people talking about, is Final Fantasy going to appear at the showcase? In particular, I've seen a lot of talk about Rebirth. I've seen probably one or two people mention the 9 Remake, and quite a few people mention about 16. So let's break that down. Let's talk about 16 first, because we are getting very close to 16. We are expecting a few more blowouts of like endgame content and a few more side quest things, as well as previews from certain people's, me in particular. So we are definitely getting a lot of content. Do they want to include more in the showcase? Well, yeah, I think they will, because PlayStation are really kind of like pushing this game as a PlayStation exclusive. So I would not be surprised if we get either the final trailer or a launch trailer, or do you want to see more Final Fantasy 16? Tune in on like June 11th, because they've got the LA thing going off. Maybe some kind of segue to a bigger event, or maybe a segue to another trailer or a gameplay demo. I don't know what we're going to get, but I do think they are going to mention Final Fantasy 16, and that's all really about Final Fantasy 16. Let's go over to Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Of course, I'm very excited. I've been excited since playing Crisis Core, coming up with theories, talking of all these things, and all these videos that have been coming out about theories, whether they be simple or very complex. It is really exciting to be in the conversation, because they've also touted this as a good starting point. You'd be fine starting with Rebirth instead of playing Remake first. So it's really interesting to see where this goes, and they have aimed, like the last we heard of it, it is coming next winter, which was last year, and obviously winter spans from the end of November to the end of March, so there is a big gap there. A lot of people thinking that we're probably going to get it early 2024. I'm in that boat as well, but are we entitled to see things now? Are we in the position we need to be to see it? A lot of people's argument is Final Fantasy 16 still in its kind of like build-up phase. Why would you want to throw Rebirth in the mix when you want all eyes on 16? Well, I agree and don't agree with that statement, simply because I believe Rebirth is going to be pitched as a PlayStation exclusive again, like Remake was. It's going to probably have a time, probably a year or 6 months on the system before it goes over to PC. I don't think it's going to go over to Xbox. I don't know what the issue is there, but I'm sure we'll find out in due time. But yeah, PlayStation are definitely going to have a handle and want to get involved with marketing of Rebirth. So where do we go from here? Would it make sense to see Rebirth at the PlayStation Showcase? I think it would, because you've got to think about it this way. This is the camp I'm coming from, and that is that a lot of people's eyes are on Final Fantasy 16. Like, a lot of people are impressed with Final Fantasy 16. It's bringing in new players as well, and a lot of eyes are on Final Fantasy 16. Would you not want to capitalize on that and saying like, well, if you are really interested in 16 and you are planning on getting 16, we do have a remake of this series based on one of the greatest Final Fantasies coming. Like, the second installment is coming to PlayStation this winter. And you probably want to tease that while the eyes are on and why everything, while the oven is hot. You know, you want to what get people enticed. But I do get the argument of like, well, you're going to take all the attention off 16. I don't think it would. I don't think people are going to be like, oh, I can't be bothered with 16 now. I just want Rebirth. I think it's just going to get us fans, especially I'm talking like me as a fan. It's just going to get me excited. It's not going to get. If they show a trailer of Rebirth, I'm going to be hyped. I'm going to obviously be very hyped, but it's not going to take anything away from my hype level for 16 because that's through the roof as well. Like, I think introducing it sooner while we're like concentrating on 16 they think we forgot about Rebirth, so maybe it'd be a nice refresher. That's where I'm coming from, and I'm probably going to be like going back and forth in my mind here of how I'm trying to get that across, but I'm hoping that you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from and agree with me. If you don't agree, then let me know, because I do kind of get like, oh, 2 Final Fantasies simultaneously, what are you playing at? But that's going to play into our next point when we talk about another Final Fantasy that's been heavily rumoured for a long time. But yeah, I think we will see Rebirth. I think we'll see 16 and Rebirth in the PlayStation Showcase. Now on to like the lesser percentage and probably a bigger surprise, and that's Final Fantasy IX Remake. This has been heavily rumoured ever since the Nvidia leak, because everything from Square Enix in that leak has happened bar 2 entries, which is Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster and Final Fantasy IX Remake. It's been like an up and down kind of road for Final Fantasy IX Remake, because we were supposed to get like an animation and it was supposed to be showcased at an event that happened last year, but it didn't. It was behind closed doors. No one talked about it. Maybe they're under an embargo and they can't talk about it until after this PlayStation event. Maybe they'll debut like the animation. I don't know. I don't think they will. I'm just kind of like trying to get inside this Final Fantasy IX Remake bubble and try and make it make sense for it to be at the PlayStation Showcase. It would be a kind of like, you caught me off guard with that. I was expecting to see Rebirth, but you threw Remake at me, Final Fantasy IX Remake at me. And it would really get me like interested, because Final Fantasy IX, as time has gone on, more and people have been in the camp of, man, it's an underrated Final Fantasy. It's got a great story, but it kind of got overshadowed by 7, 8, and then obviously 10 afterwards. I've always liked 9. 9 is going to be a pleasure to replay when I do it for my Platinum series, especially getting those 10,000 battles, but that's a story for another time. But regarding seeing the remake at the showcase, I think it is, I'm going to say 10%. I'm in that 10% low ball. It could I'll be very pleased if it's there, but I don't think it's going to be there. But there is a chance that it could be there, camp. So I'm got my safety net, really, aren't I? I'm tackling it from 3 angles. I don't think it's going to be there. It could be there, but I'll be surprised if it is there. That's my safe bet. But I think we are definitely going to see 16 and Rebirth. 16 being either a final trailer or a final trailer plus find out more on June 11th, yeah, just those 2, and then Rebirth just simply being another trailer, and then we'll probably get another one, I don't know, September to November time. I think we'll hear some more news. If we don't see Rebirth, I think we'll definitely get something in around September. That is my guess. So yeah, just wanted to talk about it, kind of get my thoughts and opinions across. This was very off the cuff. There was no script. There was even no bullet points for me to follow. So if it did feel like I was a bit of a broken record, I do apologise. But I just had these thoughts, and I've got no one to talk to them about. So I wanted to just make a video, get it out there to the masses, and see where the discussion and the hype levels and everyone's kind of predictions are. So let me know what you think. You could catch me off guard now and put in the comment section below saying we're not going to see 16 Rebirth or 9 Remake. It's all going to be about the Tactics Remaster. Or you're going to curveball me by saying like they are doing 10-3. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts and opinions are on Final Fantasy making an appearance at the PlayStation Showcase. So thank you for listening. It's been a kind of quick, brief, kind of long video, but I do appreciate your time. So again, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.